Hey, shalom, shalom. I'm knocking out Wahai, Barisha Allah, Walakim La'atam, Call Shabawai, Baharakha, Wakakshah, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua Ma'amat, which is truly here with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua, to preach to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Nacham, Atam, Kayam, Malak, Wathashamayim, Korah, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Laim La, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Chahakodash. Wamashana kabadim zukoyim nawo wamalakim shayshala zukoyim chagada wa wachasa wa shalom wa barakim laha b'chayim shalha kawiyah shah shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahasham, in the name Yahushua delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. All right, so today's lesson is entitled Ayan Bahasapar. Amar Shana, to say again, Ayan Bahasapar, which is color, and the scriptures are color in the Bible. All right, Ayan is color, all right, the appearance of something. All right, Bahasapar would be in the book or in the Bible. All right, so I got a definition written right here. It says symbolism in color. It says colors hold significance for people around the world. Not only do colors influence emotion, but they also hold meaning in religion, various cultures, i.e. color psychology of the colors, while meaning innocent. The colors white meaning innocent, illumination, and perfection, while black means mystery, evil, and death. If color didn't matter, Esau wouldn't have deceived everyone with his image. It matters for the sake of truth. All right, now, this is the reason, Esau does it on the left-hand side. He painted the Lord and the images, so-called white as Edomite faces. All right. And then also he does this in his witchcraft. Like, he got like McDonald's is red. All right. You'll see Wendy's is red. Pizza Hut is red. All right. What else? What else? Just different restaurant colors are red. All right. Arby's. All right. Reason being because red, it evokes an emotion. All right. It's like, red. When you think about red, you think about passion, anger, hunger, pretty much things to extremes. All right, stuff that has it to relate to the body. All right, when you think of like white, you think about innocence, like I said, illumination, perfection. When you think about black, it's like it's a negative connotation. So Esau does this on the left hand side. That's why when you go to Isaiah 25:7, it talks about the covering cast. All right, it's pretty much what he did, pretty much what he did with Jacob, all right, and Esau. He painted himself as white, all right, he painted us as black, all right. So nevertheless, continuing on, let's get some precepts. This is Acts chapter 13 and verse 1, because in a period called iconoclasm, all right, when Esau was coming back up into power around the Renaissance era, all right, what he did was he painted the images, all right, and when you look at the Russian icons, they were actually brown faces, all right, Israelites. All right, so this is Acts 13:1. It says, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. All right, and we get this in another version, NLT. It reads, it says, among the prophets and teachers of the church of Antioch of Syria were Barnabas, called the black man. All right, and pretty much, that's a derogatory term. All right, they were being called nigger for their black skin. Now I'm gonna go into this word, and it reads, it says black. All right, then it says a Christian. And why does it say a Christian? Because we pretty much had brown skin. While you do have Israelite foreigners that look like the other nations you see, but nevertheless, we are a people of various different shades of brown. All right, from when you go into Ephraim, Ephraim is a cake unturned, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so Ephraim come looking super light. All right, all the way down to dark, and even with Simeon, Simeon, you'll see some super dark brown Simeonites. All right, which Simeon goes into the Dominican Republic. All right, but continuing on, let's get Ayawab, Job, chapter 9, we get verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. So the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, Esau, Edom. All right. He covers the faces. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who are the judges? The Israelites. All right. Starting with the Most High Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. All right. Down to the Israelites, and even, with the angels. It says, if not, where and who is he? All right. So if it wasn't a so-called white man, who was it? You see, because we see a pale-faced Edomite as along with the name of JC. We don't ever see a so-called Chinese, JC. We don't see a so-called African JC. It's that pale face. You see, but in truth, the Lord, the scriptures say that the Lord was heavily melanated. All right. But continuing on, let's get that account. This is First Maccabees. First Maccabees chapter 3, and we get verse 48. It says, and laid open the book of the law wherein the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. All right. Because it says the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So pretty much he concealed the faces of the true judges. All right. And how did he do this? He did it by, painting the Lord's image as a Edomite. All right. And then also with that image came with a name. All right. And then also with that name came a certain reputation, because your name shows the type of reputation that you come with. You see, so this pale-faced devil, Esau, he pretty much, he said, the Lord is coming with, candy, rainbows, and stuff like that, hugging everybody, accepting everyone, because that's the image that they push with JC, when the Lord is an austere man. All right, he's coming with love for the elect. All right, but he's going to waste and destroy. All right, you heathen 2/3 and Esau. All right, so let's get another one. This is Shayar Shal Shalamah, which is Song of Solomon or Song of Songs. Right here. More specifically, Song of Songs. All right. This is Song of Songs 1 and verse 5. It says, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Yerushalayim, as the tents of Quadar, as the curtains of Solomon. All right. So I am black, all right, referring to the color of his skin. All right. Going into, dark skin. All right. Because it's not actually saying nobody's skin is actually black. It's a similar to, or like a parable, It's like a metaphor. Somebody might be like, all right, they might be like, all right, they might be carrying a book bag, the book bag might be heavy. They might say, oh, this book bag weighs 1,000 pounds. All right, it's not saying like, oh, it's literally 1,000 pounds, but it's just going into the fact of, hey, it's super heavy. All right. Continuing on, let's get Yeshaya Isaiah chapter 28, and we'll get verse 17. It says, judgment also I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding place. All right, what is this hiding place? For so long Esau has hid behind his deceptions. All right, that's that hiding place. So this devil is being exposed. We could find this Isaiah 47. All right, Jeremiah 49 and verse 10. This devil is being exposed, all right, because it is truth. You see, the Lord said that the knowledge of the glory of the Lord will cover the earth as it does the seas, roughly paraphrasing. You see, so the knowledge of the Lord is going out through the Lord's servants, the prophets, all right, who are the men of great millstone, and those are likewise doctrine. All right, so let's get another precept. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, and we'll start at verse 4. It reads, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to pulling down the strongholds. And what is one of them strongholds? Is Esau's deception. It says casting down the imaginations. All right, that's also going to the imaginations, because this thing, how Esau paints the Lord, that's an imagination. You see, pretty much giving the Lord the name JC. All right, painting over the image. All right, and also pushing forth an incorrect doctrine on how the Lord actually was. Making it seem like the Lord actually came for the whole world, every nation. No, he came for the Israelites, all right, and those that scatter in those other different nations, all right. It says, but mighty through it says, in every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. I'm reading again, it says, casting down the imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High. All right, so pretty much casting down those things, that, stuff like, like people are reptilians, worship the universe. Like, no, this knowledge pulls down those strongholds, all right, and showing reality for what it really is, all right, saying that, hey, that's that's nothing more than an idol, all right, that's idolatry, you see. And the true followers of the Lord is gonna worship him in the totality of the book, all right, saying, hey, you can't choose these idols or to worship the Lord the way you see fit. You see, going into them imaginations and those high things that exalt itself against the knowledge of the Most High. All right, this is bringing into captivity every thought to obedience of Hamashiach. All right, which that was pretty much the point. This word is exposing this devil. All right, and casting down those imaginations and things like that. All right, let's get Hosea. Let's get Hosea chapter 7. We'll get verse 8. It says, Apariyam, he hath mixed himself among the people. Apariyam, Ephraim, is a cake not turned, you see, because if you don't turn the cake, one side is going to be dark, other side going to be light, And that's pretty much, this is going into Apariyam. You see, you got Ephraim, some of them look like the color of Edomites, and some of them look like the color of Ham. Ham is like, he's super dark, almost purple, All right, let's get another one. This is Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 14, we get verse 2. It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Yerushalayim is going up. All right, ultimately going into, actually mourning. All right, you see, but it can also be applied to, the darkness of the skin, Now let's get the images of the Lord. All right. This is Daniel chapter 10. We'll get verse 5. It says, Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and feet and his arms and his feet like in color to polish. Read it over. This is Daniel chapter 10 and verse 6 says, His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. You see, because he spoke with authority. All right, and that's going to the Most High Yahweh. All right, and it said the color of polished brass. All right, another version says polished bronze. You see, so he looked melanated. You see, he wasn't the image that these Edomites paint him as. All right, let's get another one. This is Revelation. And the scripture also go into, if you have seen Yahweh Shai, you have seen the Father. You see, because they come in the same express image, or Yahweh Shai is the express image of the Most High Yahweh. All right, so this is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13. It reads, And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, cloth with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. When you go, like the elder Malcolm, Zaquan Malcolm, like he goes into, like the old dictionaries, you can see like it'll say hair like wool in the dictionaries, and it'll go into it'll say hair like the so-called Negroes, in them old dictionaries, the ones back in like the 1800s. I'm reading again. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, going into the texture. All right. And then also when Hamashiach comes back, his hair is going to be white like wool. All right. It says as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass. All right. If your feet is a certain color, the rest of your body going to be the same color. It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace. All right. And then it says burn in a furnace. If something burns, it's going to be like dark, So he was heavily melanated. It says, and his voice as the sound of many waters. All right. Because the Lord was stern. He was austere. He was serious. All right. So he spoke with authority. When you go into different various accounts in the scriptures, it talked about how, they said the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they were saying like how how's he speak like this? How's he speaking with so much authority? Because the Lord, he spoke with authority. All right. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Just wanted to go into that. Adawan Ratazah Zabanaya Palos with those beautiful edification through the spirit. Why? Adawan Ratazah Atham Yashi Wam Tawab. Lord's will you have a good day. Why? Actually, I'm gonna get this example. Get this example too. This is Hakama Shal Shalama, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, and we'll get verse 15. Oh, 14, Salak. Wisdom of Solomon 14. All right. Which I'm gonna skip straight to the point. Well, now I'll read it. This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 15. It says, "For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child soon taken away, now honor him as a god, which was then a dead man, going into Caesar Borgia, or which was the son of one of the popes." All right, but nevertheless, it says, "And delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices, thus in process of time and ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings." Going into that image. All right. But that the child soon taken away was Caesar Borgia. All right. So it says, "Whom men could not honor in presence, because they dwelt far off, they took the counterfeit as a visage from far, and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their frowardness they might flatter him with that was absent, as if he were present. Also the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition, for he peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. And so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name." All right, and that name going into JC, and you see, and it shouldn't be communicated, because it's that's an idol. All right, and it was an occasion to deceive the world, because after that was back in like the hundreds of years ago. All right, now we in this time, and what do you see in Jake's living room? For the most part, you see a image of JC. All right, right on the wall. When the scriptures tell you, like we just got in Revelation 1 and 13 to 15, the image of Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. We also got the image of the Most High Yahweh. You see, so that was that was Edomites that did that, to honor Caesar Borgia. You see. But Adawan Ratazah Zabanaya Lord's will, those beautiful edification through the spirit. Wa Adawan Ratazah Atham Yashi Yawam Tawab. Lord's will, you have a good day. Wa Shalom.